Hey all, double 18 Set Shadow here. Let's go ahead and get started for today. For today, it's going to be a review of legendaries that we've seen from sets that we haven't seen yet from set 6. I haven't been covering too many of them. It's been a big focus on Forest, Abyss, and Rune for the most part, given that Quan is still one of the most popular. And then Forest has been seeing a lot of popularity on top of that, and Abyss has been just moving here and there quite a lot. But before we get into that, let's go over some other things first. First being a card from set 5 that has been a little short on listings recently, the Evo version of Apostle of Disdain. It does have a foil version as well, but at this point, the Evo of it is only at 7 listings, and the market price has been making its way upward as of recently. It's now $1.26, and in terms of available listings on this one, they're consolidated almost around $3 plus to pick this card up. This is a really good card to consider if you're playing Disdain Dragoncraft or playing the overall engine in your Dragoncraft deck, so not one that you want to miss out on if it does keep going up. Lyrial Archer Throne has been staying relatively steady around its price point. This one is currently $1.50 with a lot of a lot of copies available there, and overall a lot of listings as well. There haven't been as many sales of this card lately, and the market price has been dwindling down. Now it's $1.97 to pick up. As said, $1.50 is where we have a lot of consolidation. After that, it goes over $2 just by a bit. Mars Silent General had been seeing a major drop-off ever since Set 4's format just kind of fell out, and so the card's market price has dropped all the way to $7.68, but in terms of its base listings, it's still on the more expensive side for Set 4 legendaries. The base listings are... Actually, it's more consolidated around 10.50 if you want to pick this up right now. There were listings that were cheaper than that. We've had sale prices as low as $7 for some time for the last month, mostly around $8 and $8.50, but it looks like those are disappearing, so it seems there's been a bit of more interest in picking up this card. 13 listings left on the base form as well. Just a note that if you're picking up Cassiopeia, also consider that you have the C2 collaboration card, which is now a little bit lower in terms of its market price and lowest listings available between the two. Because if you take a look at Cassiopeia right now, the base listings are around $440, $450, and depending on whether or not they are... I guess the sorting is more so around the reputable and then free shipping sellers here. But consolidation of the regular Cassiopeia, there isn't really much. In terms of the sellers, only one seller has 4 copies and everyone else only has 1 to 2 copies available, and they range from $4 to $5.50. Whereas C2 is a little bit cheaper overall. We have more listings available at $3.50 to $4.50. They make their way upward after that, and there are more quantities available too. So right now, if you prefer C2, it's about as expensive to pick this up instead of the regular Cassiopeia. Dark Alice. With the amount of different printings that are available now, this card has gone down further for the original Set 3 Legendary, and it can be bought for as low as $3 right now and 25 listings. The showdown promo that you win for winning each of those showdowns is going to be competing quite a bit with the ultimate rare in terms of artwork. The showdown promo should be rarer to pick up, but the ultimate rare, in my opinion, has overall better artwork, and with the full art concept of the card, that's just what I feel is more desirable for players. Given that we haven't seen any sales yet on the Showdown promo. I talked about when this card was at $5.50 when it was first coming out. Now we have listings as low as $139, 4 listings only, but it still hasn't sold. Whereas the Ultimate Rare of Dark Alice, I mean, this has been out for quite some time, so it has history. Its market price is currently over $45.50, and there are only 2 listings available from $50. If you want the other super legendary, which is of the original artwork, It's 1776 right now. And if you want, there's a Glory Finder variant as well, which is currently more expensive than the Set 3 variant, which makes no sense given that it's technically not as shiny. In any case, moving on, we've also got Rhymewind, which is a good tech card to consider for Runecraft in general, and this one also has a Glory Finder reprint, which has 4 listings at around 50 cents, which is about the same price as the original Set 2 version, which has 37 listings on the market. And if you want to pick up the foil of Rhymewind, it's 9 listings right now, and the base price is currently in the $4 range. The market price on that one is $6, which is good for just taking out certain units as long as they're not Evo-based units. Even in the Quan Mirror match, it might not. Actually, no. Since Quan could just be replayed easily, that doesn't really matter that much. Serpent's Wrath is the next one, where we have 4 printings of this one, and this is one of those that got printed twice in Glory Finder. And all listings that are available range at about $2. But there's the promo version of it that you get from Shop Tournament promo packs. That one being at a base of $2, but a market price of over $3.50. It also has 22 listings in comparison to the others. The original silver only has 8 listings right now. So if we take a look at the foil, there are a number of copies available from $2 to $2.50, and then they consolidate just under $2.50 as well, in comparison to looking at the original, which starts at $1.94. It's overall got a lot of cheaper ones that are under $2, so if you really are on a tight budget, this is the one to pick up regardless, as it's still a little bit cheaper. Let's take a quick overview of some of the more expensive starter decks as well as some of their singles. So, the Abyss starter deck now has 1 listing for the deck at $37. Playful Necromancer, which has been out of stock for some time, only has a listing of $10 right now, but a market price of almost $3. The Evo version, on the other hand, is 68 cents right now with 12 listings. So it's just weird to see that the base forms and the Evo forms have such a huge discrepancy in terms of their pricing, even though you get them both from the same deck regardless. Sure, you might want 3 copies of the base form with 2 copies of the Evo in most cases, but then this discrepancy is way too large for that to be justified. The Luna Leader is out of stock, so you can only picking up the trial deck right now. Lesser Mummy fell out, so now you can pick it up for as low as 50 cents. And there are 6 copies of that for that. In addition, there's 1 more listing at 50 cents, and after that we have those $10 listings, which nobody has been buying this card for some time, and I haven't seen it play for a while. Then you've got the Havencraft deck, which is $23, and the biggest cards to look for here, well, the leader card Eris is out of stock, with a market price of over $3. And Acolyte's Light, which has Glory Finder reprints as well, is currently $7 here. And overall ranges from 5 to 7 based off all of its listings. Pinion Prayer, which is also an exclusive to this deck, is $1 right now with 15 listings available, and the market price on that is over $3. So it's more or less just gotten more listings. Others that are exclusive are the Guardian Nun, which used to see play earlier, but not as much as before. Skullfane is also in here, which is really cheap to pick up if you're trying for an Amulet Burn deck. So keep those in consideration as well. Then you've got Swordcraft, which has notoriously had the most expensive leader since the beginning. For some reason, every time I cover Erica, this card is never under $3 for its regular leader card, which I don't understand. Other leader cards are finally starting to catch up to it, which we've seen with those out of stock and higher market price copies, but Erica has always been over $3 and is now a base 4. Floral Fencer is also short on listings, and again has a big discrepancy between it and its Evo. $5 to pick up the regular. The market price is only 77 cents, and then the evolved version is 70 cents right now. Unbridled Fury is at 3 listings, starting at 50 cents here, which is also another one to watch for as it's an exclusive. Latham has 30 listings. This is just the vanilla 332 cost, which can be considered depending on how Commander decks play out later. 14 cents and market price of 23, and that's about it for that. And of course, the Dragoncraft starter deck, which has Dragon Oracle almost exclusively. You can pick it up in Glory Finder now, but Dragon Oracle is still a 3 of in almost every Dragoncraft deck at this point, and it's $5.50 to pick up. So still cheaper to pick up 3 of those than it is to pick up the $32 deck. But at the same time, remember, you have the Rowan Leader in here, which is now $5 base, but a market price of almost 1. And Dragon Warrior's in here too, which Dragon Warrior is only in here as well. The Evo of it has a foil version that you got out of promo packs, but the regular Dragon Warrior has no other printings at all. So if you want Dragon Warrior rather than Draconeer, you'll have to go for the trial deck or starter deck version. Other exclusives are Sea Brand Dragon and let's see. Sea Brand Dragon might be good if we ever get into more rush base aggro, but then again, you need to be in overflow for this thing to even be aggro, so it's gonna be ramp based, trying to go for a lot of ping damage. And I believe Dragon Guard, no, I don't recall. Fafnir, of course, is the cover card of this one, and this one is so cheap now, given that it's fallen out of favor. Dragon New Princess is an exclusive too, but no one tends to use that one either. Some promos to go over. The Skeleton Fighter that you got from Springfest is now a base of $50 right now with only 1 listing. And in terms of its sales, it hasn't had that many quantities on the market, but this card has not sold much higher than... The high sale on this was $30, but they're mostly in the $20 range. Yeah, the vast majority of these that sold out were 20s over the last several months, and the highest to sell was a $30 copy. But now we've only got the 1 listing with 2 $50 copies. Tin Soldier, Haven Egg is still quite strong, and this one is still pretty expensive to pick up right now at $48. The market price is a bit higher than that. And yeah, availability-wise, there are 2 listings that have 3 copies each at $48, and then the other ones are all in that same range. As long as Haven Eggburn continues to be a strong force, I don't see this card dropping off too far. And now to set 6's legendaries that I haven't really covered, like Ralmia, for instance. This is a new Swordcraft follower that pumps up in power and also has Storm in whenever it goes for Evo. In this case, this card's base legendary is currently $7 with a market price of $8. The Evo is just under $4. The market price is right around there as well. But the super legendary is not too far from that on the base listing. $6 to pick up there. So a little bit higher, but not too far. The market price on the super legendary, though, is $9.46. Although the base super legendary is $21, and then the market price on that is almost $24. And if you want the ultimate rare of this card, it's $140 to pick up right now. Lamog Forest Champion. Now, Hunter is not as popular right now when it comes to Forest Craft, but it's still popular enough to keep this card's value at a decent point. It's $3.50 to pick up for its base, but if you want the Evo, it's $1 to pick up. Not too far away from what you typically expect from some of the lower priced legendaries that you can pick up. Super legendary wise, $10 to pick up the regular one, and then just over $7 if you want to pick up the Evo. And there is an ultimate rare of the Evo on this one, but it's one of the cheapest ones that you can pick up from set 6 at $42 right now. Then Abysscraft is going through some more buyouts where Gintetsu is down to 8 listings again and is now a base of $8 when it comes to the base legendary. The Evo still has a lot of copies. The super legendary of the Evo doesn't. It's at 6 listings and is about $3 higher than the regular one. We talked about the Ultimate and the promo from the draft format, so I'm not going to go through that too much. Runai is also short on listings right now. The Super Legendary of the base form is still out of stock. I don't think we've seen any more hit the market since I last talked about it, but the regular Legendary is at $7 and only 5 listings, while the Evo is currently at 7 listings and $2. So, while the Evo is still significantly cheaper, it's actually a few dollars, which is a little bit concerning given that it is only at 7 listings. So I'd watch that. This is a good counter card for Quan as it makes spells a whole lot harder to play. And then the Super Legendary of the Evo is still available at $14 right now. Agrave the Berserker is also a little low on listings again. It got back up there, but right now the pricing is just moving on up to over $6 right now. The market price is under $5.70, and then the Super Legendary is available for at least $22 at this point. And our final card for today is Philinade, the White Frost Dragon Newt. This card, I mean, art-wise for its ultimate rare, I feel like it's one of the more popular ones to pick up. It's out of stock right now and $200 market price, whereas the Super Legendary for this one is $19. Market price is a little bit higher at $22. And if you want the regular one, there are 17 listings available for that one at $7 to start. So not too cheap, but at the same time, not too expensive. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys later.